modern. Okay, what are you doing, black? What are you doing? Well, often this can be played later, but there's no need to rush it now. Let's develop. I just see the point is white is not planning to use this square at all, period. So if your goal is to fianchetto the bishop, fianchetto the bishop. I mean, I can understand you want the queenside space, but don't spend the tempo on these rook pawn moves. They're terrible. They're absolutely horrible. Okay. So black has given up space. White's got an impressive looking pawn center. Black can maybe counter it at some point. And he managed to steal a pawn, but can he survive it? No, he can't. There's a tactic. Okay, this was not a good plan. Can you find white's tactic? I'll let you think for a minute or two here. White to play. Do the best you can. White to play and do the best you can. So they're going to. It's a combination. It's a thematic combination. We're going to sacrifice something. Where can we sacrifice? I think you sacrifice the queen here and here, right? Well, I'll give you a hint. It's not that. We can't sacrifice the rook, the bishop, the knight, or the rook. We can sacrifice the knight here. That's not it. So at least the bishop. I'm assuming he took this.
Check.
Yeah, he did. Okay, good. So now you can see the rest of it. It's attraction. We're drawing the king to this square so we can do a knight fork. And black curses himself and says, oops.
Check.
And not only did white get his pawn back, black cannot castle. Black has 3 pawn islands. White has 3 pawn islands. White has an isolated queen pawn. White's head in development. Black's turn. Still, the game's about even. Okay, what are you doing? Okay, I guess he sees the possibility of this going here and here. All right. Well, you can't castle black, so don't even think about it. Is it that bad if that knight gets here? All right. Let's come up with a new idea here. If you're not sure what to do, develop a piece. Let's put this here. Now, like I say, what's white going to do? The answer is we don't know. We don't. And we'll never know because we didn't play this. But now here, now I'm going to tuck this knight right there. Now I solved the issue without weakening these pawns any further. If this is what you're fearing, if you're fearing this going here, this defense makes sense because there's other ways to keep the knight out of. We can't let him go to g5, but we'll keep him out of e6. Now if he wants that knight there, he's going to get it there, and we are a little bottled up, and we can't castle, but maybe we'll be able to castle. Maybe we're going to be safe in the center for a while. But black is alive here. Okay, now, I don't think knight e6 that this exchange helps white at all. The king will just chase that rook out, and he'll get his rook into play. Okay, so h6 creates an unnecessary weakness. And, he spent a long time, so like I say, I don't fault anyone who takes their time. What I'll do is I'll show you the proper way to play it. But as I said, we don't know if white was going to do this move. Now let's look at a different plan where we let him put the knight on e6, okay? Now let's try to do something with this rook. We're just going to tie this bishop up. We're going to let him go there. Well, now I have the chance to do this. Okay. Now my idea is that if you take this off, you've helped me get my king castled. This looks like a castled king now. And, this bishop doesn't look all that wonderful behind these pawns. So, this is another way to evaluate things. Like I say, I can only assume what people are trying to do by the moves they choose. And I do the same thing when I'm playing a game. So, I see what they did, and I try to determine what they're trying to do. And then I'll try to determine what I'm trying to do. So I don't think knight e6 was something that black should have feared.
Check.
Okay, so now we do have a weakness for what it's worth. Now, I don't like the idea of trading that knight. Let's find something better. Now, what could be better? Well, developing a piece certainly could be better. Let's put the queen here. Why am I doing that? Well, number one, if you're trying to castle by hand this way, I'm stopping you. Now, let's burn a move. I'm also trying to go here and give this check for what it's worth. I don't know, maybe it wasn't worth anything, especially if this rook was back here. But it was an idea. Okay. So, or I might develop this bishop. Let's just get him out there so I can get this rook into play.
Check.
Okay. Now this does create a threat, but it seems to me that it allows black's king to come to f7. It goes that way. Why did he go to f7? This makes logical sense. This affords a little more protection for g6. And if white takes, well, I'm thinking black's okay here. Okay. What if white does this? Okay, well, we'll just tuck the king over here. You want to come back to this move again? Now I've got that resource. Now, I've unprotected this, but I'm on the queen, so if queen takes, knight takes, and this, well, I got to lose that c7 pawn. Okay, there's an outlet check, but the knight doesn't have a retreat, but that's okay, he doesn't need one. Let's see, so did I bungle something here? Did I just bungle a pawn for black? Let's see. This is my defense earlier. Oh wait,
Check.
Let's do that. So what if we lose the c pawn? Okay. All right. Now, I feel safer with this black king on f7 than I do on d8. But white still has his work cut out for him here. Tall pawn. White's advantage lies in that this king can't castle and the rooks are stuck. That's a good move. Put the pawn on a light square. This bishop will never attack this pawn unless it trades off and advances, or this pawn vanishes and it advances. So game still looks about even. Now I wouldn't do that move. What would I do? I would be focused on getting this king to safety. I want to get my rooks connected. So let's see. If white tries to double, can't, or can we? Watch this. We're going to give up the D pawn on D5 for counterplay. Now, we don't have this check, which would otherwise be mate, but we do have this check.
Check.
So black is getting some counterplay here. Clearly, you can't go here.
Check.
Because it's a mate and 2. So you have to come here, and there is counterplay.
Check.
Now, looks to me like black's okay here. Kind of hard to play this for a win with black. But it looks like black's okay. So, now how did I find this? I didn't wave a magic wand. Okay, I did not wave a magic wand. I know these rooks are connected, and I'm not going to connect them by putting the king here. It's illegal. So I said, well, let's connect the king here. And then what did I do for white? I tried to come up with an active plan. What's white going to do here? Well, I can go attack a pawn, I guess. But we can hold that pawn, okay, right? Or maybe we'll put the queen here. I don't know. This queen looks a little out of play now on G3. So I don't see how this helps black's game. If anything, it puts the pawn in a position where it's going to be under attack. This knight is tied down. White might play A4 here and say, I've fixed your pawn on a target square. This bishop is so bad on C3, black shouldn't be trying to trade it if that's what he's trying to do. That's not what he was trying to do because he went the knight that way. He'll probably double rooks. Now, what's black's plan? This will avoid a pin. That's what he did. Now, you got to be careful. There may be a tactic here. Rook takes. Rook takes. Rook takes. Oh, he could take with the king, fortunately. If he took with the queen, queen here, check. Okay, so there's no tactic. White to play. He tripled. So now this king is tied down. E7 is protected, but we can't go on with our plan of king here, or my plan of king here and here, and we can't even play knight here because this rook check is embarrassing. So black's kind of getting tied up here, and I guess he's trying to get more lateral defense. Bring the rook over here and try and get the king off to the side. So here, pressure here. Probably need to play F5 here. And that could work. He wants to open up. So here's another reason why this A5 wasn't correct. White's trying to open up lines. He wants his bishop here specifically to pressure E7. Now, does white have a pawn sacrifice? Yes, he does. See, now, 2200 player versus 1500 player. You guys are, I'm not sure if the B5 is the right move, but I knew it was coming. It could be coming. Maybe that's why black played A5. But he did that when his knight was still on C6, so I don't know. I don't understand. Now that bishop's going there, and black's in trouble. Black's in big trouble here. 4 attackers on the... Well, I could play rook up. He has to play rook up. Well, I guess he could do that too. Why did I miss that? Wrong. Let's see. Bishop takes. Rook takes. Rook takes. Queen takes. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe black's holding on. Maybe the pawn sack was no good. Now here black is just asking for trouble. Leave these sit. What else can black do to try to release the pressure? If you try for a rook trade like this and this, you walk into a pin. You can't offer rook trade here because the bishop's on it. You can't play knight b6 because rook d6. I don't know, black's kind of tied up here. Rook a7 is about the only other move I see. Now, potential new problems. Let's see. I don't know, black's still holding on. White's running out of time, so is black. Now that queen got in there. So maybe we had to leave the queen here. Let's see. I just can't find it. Find ways to oppose things. That bishop's going to pin that rook. This rook is tied down defending this. It's almost like he can't play rook a7 because rook takes c8. This is if we play rook b8, we run into bishop a5 check. That's a tough position for black. So he comes back.
Check.
And now the penny drops. Ooh. That's a nice move. If rook takes, and it's all over. And I guess he resigned here. Yeah, black resigns. That was a nice game by Idjit. A very nice game. I mean, it was even for a while. Let's see. So the a5 was on move 19. Let's go back 22. Take one more look. Okay. Let's see. Is this where he played a5? So I was playing this. Now, White would love to pile up on this pawn, but he can't. With a pawn on a6, this idea doesn't have any merit, especially with the knight protecting b4. So, I can say the only continuation I can see is let's try to double rooks. But then I noticed that black can do this. So maybe white needs to protect that pawn on f4. Okay, now it takes. Now how do you want to take back? With the queen or the rook? I was taking back with the rook in the other line. Now this move is stopped because, well, although I don't know, maybe it isn't stopped. Maybe because of this weak formation, maybe black can give up that pawn on d5. Now once again, he can't check on e1.
Check.
But this king is exposed and vulnerable.
Check.
You come out here.
Check.
You're going to have to find another place
Check.
to go. You're eventually going to, and you can't go back here.
Checkmate.
So I was trying f4 just to cover things. So I think putting the king on, walking the king to b7 was the only way to go. Now what else can white do against that? Okay, I was playing, instead of a5, I was playing king here. Well, the only other thing white can do is prepare to transfer, to open up the B file. Let's prepare for that. Mission accomplished.
Check.
This is getting risky. If you come back here, all white needs to do is get this over here, and it's probably over. Drops this. So we want the rooks connected, right? That's why we're doing all this. Now, this could be tricky.
Check. Check.
No, you're not forking. The queen covers it. Okay, so let's decline the trade. I don't know. We got this square. Let's go take it. You know, white's playing on the wing, black's playing in the center. You know, we didn't get both rooks connected. I mean, it's still a fight. It's still a fight. I can't tell. Okay, so let's stop the recording.